Today on Leelalicious, we're making sourdough sandwich bread. This recipe is perfect for using up sourdough discard, and it's also great for people that enjoy the flavor of sourdough but don't have the time that a traditional rustic loaf requires. So to start with this recipe, we need 3/4 cups or 200 grams of sourdough discard. If you don't have any sourdough discard, you can also alternatively make a leaven the night before from 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, and 25 grams of sourdough starter. If you don't have any starter whatsoever, you can also substitute 3.5 grams of instant yeast here. Stir these 3 ingredients together and let them sit overnight to become bubbly and flavorful. When you're ready to start baking, take your discard or leaven and add 177 grams of water to it, as well as 40 grams of honey or maple syrup, 21 grams of olive oil, and 3.5 grams of instant yeast. Stir all of these ingredients together until evenly combined. For the dry ingredients, you need a large bowl. To that, add 321 grams of all-purpose flour and 113 grams of whole wheat flour. If you enjoy more whole wheat flour in your bread, you can also increase the percentage to up to 50%. Then add 14 grams of flax meal and 10 grams of sea salt. Stir together these dry ingredients until they're evenly combined. Now pour the liquid mix over the dry ingredients. First, stir them together with a wooden spoon. When this gets too hard, use your hand to start kneading the dough until you incorporate all of the dry flour into a dough ball. And then you can transfer it to your counter and start kneading the dough. Knead the dough until it's soft and pliable. This takes about 15 minutes by hand. Alternatively, you can add your dough ball to a stand mixer and knead it with a dough hook for about 5 minutes. The best way to tell if your dough is ready is the window pane test. Just take a small piece of the dough and stretch it out between your fingers until it's almost translucent, like a window pane. And if you can do that without the dough tearing, you know it's done. Oil a clean bowl and add your dough ball into it and flip it over to get the dough ball oiled on top as well. Cover it and let it rise for about 45 minutes until doubled. During that time, get a loaf pan ready. I'm using one that is 8 by 4 inches, a 9 by 5 inch pan will work as well. Brush the bottom and the sides of the pan with oil. After the first rise, take your bread dough and stretch it out on the counter into a rectangle. And then fold over the dough 1/3 from the right and 1/3 from the left before starting to roll it up tightly from the bottom. Add the dough roll into the loaf pan, cover it and let it rise for a second time for about an hour. Towards the end of the second rise, start to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When the bread dough has risen, you can add some optional toppings. For them to stick, brush some water on top of the bread dough. I like to sprinkle over some oats, as well as flax seeds and sesame. Finally, make a few diagonal slits into the top of the loaf and add it to the preheated oven. Bake the bread for about 40 minutes until it looks golden brown. Unmold the bread from the loaf tin, and if you tap the bottom, it should sound hollow. It might be really hard at this point, but your sandwich slices will be so much better if you let the bread cool fully before starting to slice it. To the sliced sourdough bread, you can add your favorite toppings from butter, peanut butter, jelly, deli meat, whatever you prefer. My daughter loves this bread for her school lunches. This bread will keep well for about 2 days on the counter, and if you need to store it for longer, I suggest slicing the entire loaf and freezing the slices in an airtight container or bag. And then you can just take out however many slices you need at a time, pop them in the toaster to defrost and give them a little crunch, and you're ready to go. This is how you make my sourdough sandwich bread recipe. Thank you so much for watching and baking along. Please like and share this video, and I will see you again soon with another delicious recipe. Bye for now.